the world in which we are living is not external, it's not independent from us. It is we who construct and reconstruct and rebuild and recreate a world in which we then live. Another book has a title, Truth is the Invention of a Liar. Can you imagine how unpleasant that is for a scientist who is working his whole life for truth? And my suspicion is, in the moment when you begin doubting the existence of an external world, the problem of truth in the sense of veritas, where an utterance has to be confirmed by looking at what's going on outside. That means if somebody says, sky is blue, should I trust him? Is it really blue? Look out, I look out, the world says the sky is blue. Now I have established the truth of his statement. If the sky is blue is taken away by a doubter, by somebody that I'm not too sure that we can establish whether the sky is blue or not, then the whole problematic of the science is popping up.
Yes, I think though that many scientists, precisely because what you say, that did not reflect on what they do not realize what is the source of that doubt about the blueness of the sky. And they do not see that if you apply the very notions that we scientists use to the attempt to understand how we function so that we can know this external reality, we cannot show how we do it. You and I and cyberneticians, we are not questioning science as a manner of explaining. We are questioning, we are asking how is it that we do what we do, for example, explaining. And this is a different thing. So I think much of this criticism about science is not valid.
You know, this is not the criticers of the science who are considering the scientists themselves consider being criticized. That is, I think, the amusing thing.
Yeah, but they consider to be criticized because they think that science rests on this possibility of reference to an external reality and do not realize that what we scientists do is indeed explaining our experience with our experience.
Yeah, but that's a very important point. In general, scientists stick to the notion there is an external reality independent from ourselves. One has to make that postulate to begin to make science at all. And you, as I see, and I myself, consider this an absolutely unnecessary prerequisite.
Exactly.
Completely unnecessary. But I tell you why for many scientists this is necessary. Exactly what I said before. In order to establish the truth or the validity of a statement, you must say, if I say the sky is blue, then there must be a method to find out whether the sky is really blue. And therefore there has to be a sky who happens to be blue.
Now, but could one then speak about a criterion of validity of such a statement which does not require this externality to validate it?
I think so. And I was digging a little bit into this, the linguistic problem of truth, and as in German, Wahrheit. Wahrheit, which is of course translated directly into truth, is derived from veritas, from the Latin veritas, which always requires a check or allow a check. If I say the sky is blue, the validity of that statement is being found out to check whether the sky is really blue. The English expression of truth derives from trust. That means in trust, I don't have to verify. Because if I trust the other one who says, by the way, the sky is blue, I don't have to look, I trust him. You say, now I know the sky is blue because I trust this other guy. So the notion of trust and the notion of veritas are so fundamentally different in the relation of people to people, which I think it is absolutely worthwhile to point to this fundamental difference.
Yeah, but if you have to verify, then the procedure of going out and looking, do you see blue? Yes, I see blue, then this is a verification.
Yeah, exactly.
Which doesn't say something about there, but about what happens to these people.
Yeah.
And so this is the source of trust
Yeah.
at the same time.
Correct, yeah. That means you trust him because he did his verification by looking out of the sky and said it's blue.
Yeah. But this is not, and as we do it,
Yeah.
we do not really require that it is, quote, really, in a
Yeah.
sense that is in its externality
Yeah.
blue, but it is blue in the sense of the procedure that we have to verify. So trust has to do with what we can do together without doubting
Yeah,
the
exactly.
cooperation as a possibility and as an actuality.
Exactly, yeah.
While verification has to do with what operations shall we accept to accept the statement as being valid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this intersects, in fact, with philosophy,
Yeah,
because it is philosophers which are in search of the truth,
yeah.
but scientists are in search of an explanation in the operationality of living.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
So
You think we have to stop the philosophers and encourage the scientists?
well, we should help the scientists to recover self-trust.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if you look at the matter of science and in fact how scientists operate, it is not truth, but it is coherences in the doing and in the explanations,
Yeah.
in the process of explaining.
yeah.
But this matter of truth is the question of philosophers. The skeptics are skeptics in terms of philosophical question about precisely truth.
Yeah,
But do we scientists search for truth, in fact?
yeah. At least this is what they believe they do. Because if there is no external reality, how can you establish a tree is green or the sky is blue?
But for example, 2 times 2 equals 4 is true?
Yeah, but this is not true in that sense. It's valid. I think this is a different baby. This baby is that the rules of the games are set so that you arrive at that point. We can only then change the rules of the game. But if you establish the rules of the game, then these things are falling into place. I think we are talking about 2 different rules. I had in mind, you see, when I compared the chess or the mathematics with the rules or the laws of nature, with what nature is doing. What you are talking about, the rules of the procedures of finding the rules of the nature.
Yeah.
So there are 2 levels of rules. The finding of the laws of nature is a game which is completely understood, perfectly all right. But the notion is that out there in nature, that intrinsic rules which keep the universe together, if I find them, I know how the world is working. And what the tendencies today of these people are is you cannot find the rules of the universe.
Okay, now, and why we cannot find the rules of nature itself?
Yeah.
What interferes with our finding the
Yeah.
rules of nature in themselves? I think that what interferes is the nature of the operation of finding the rules of nature.
Oh, I see. You mean this is the limitation of the
Yeah.
finding of the rules, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter that we cannot find them in themselves because we
Yeah.
are always operating according to the coherences of our operation, and
yeah.
this is why we can.
Oh, that's very interesting notion. You say the consequence of the rules which give ourselves to find the rules of the universe will appear in the way in which they then appear.
Yes.
You mean the searching procedure has the finding already included?
Yes. in
That's a
way,
lovely idea.
yeah.
I like that very much.
And in addition, if we apply those rules of nature that we have found in that way,
Yeah.
we find that we cannot find them as if they were independent of us. Maybe then what the attention should shift from science as a manner of explaining to
Yeah.
the scientists, which are the users of science, which do not reflect on what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe if the scientists would, because science cannot reflect on what science is, because science is the domain of statements or explanations, but
they
scientists
could,
can.
yeah. They
But
can,
scientists
of course,
can. We
yeah.
scientists can.
Your point I find particularly interesting, that the procedures by which we try to find the rules of the natural game, that means the laws of nature, are in one way already predetermined by the rules which we have given ourselves in order to find them.